Yo, what's up guys? Teddy Striker here, and in this video I want to talk about which flyweight has the best chance to beat Alexandre Pantoja, because I believe that now he has 7 wins over the top 15 flyweights. I think he has like 5 wins with just with Brandon Moreno and Brandon Royval. Then he beat Mateus Nicolau, he beat Manel Kape, he beat Alex Perez, he just beat Steve Erceg. Yeah, he's beaten a lot of these top guys in the weight class, and yeah, I want to talk about which flyweight can beat him, because at this point, he doesn't have that many title defenses, but it feels like he's starting to really clear out the division. And he's talked about on the MMA Hour that he wants to take some time off, because he did fight 3 times in the span of a year, if you count from when he fought Brandon Moreno in July of 2023. Then he fought in December of 2023, and he's just fought in May of 2024. So that would all be within a year, and rightfully so. You know, he's coming back at the end of the year in November, maybe December, and it's good for the flyweight division because we'll have a clear number 1 contender by the time he comes back. But I believe that, and I'm gonna put these guys in order of who I think has the lowest to the highest chance of beating Alexandre Pantoja, and I think that the guy with the lowest chance of beating him is Mokaev. And this is out of Brandon Royval, Kape France, Manel Kape, Amir Albazi, Steve Erceg, and Mokaev. I believe that out of all those guys, Mokaev has the lowest chance of beating Alexandre Pantoja because, well, for one, before I get to the negatives, I want to talk about the positives about him, man. He's got good wrestling. He's mainly a grappler. He's got really good grappling. He's also got some submissions on the ground. So Pantoja's going to have to be careful, but I don't think he's going to be able to out-scramble Pantoja. Pantoja's just on another level on the ground. He might be one of the best grapplers in the UFC right now. And Mokaev, you know, he's got decent striking. It's not anything special. It's pretty basic, like standard. But what happens if he can't take Alexandre Pantoja to the ground? What happens when it starts, you know, getting into those later rounds? Because in his last fight versus Alex Perez, he looked to be slowing down. He didn't really look too good. Like, I think he might have some cardio problems in a championship fight against someone like Pantoja, who is going to fight at a higher pace, who's going to make it a dog fight, who's going to be just staying on you the whole time, basically. And Mokaev also, like, he was, like, slowing down after some heavy grappling exchanges. And, you know, with Pantoja, you're going to have to be scrambling. You're going to be, like, in a fight that whole time. So I don't see him beating Pantoja. I think this might be one of Pantoja's easiest matchups. And the next guy I believe who has the lowest chance of beating Pantoja is Brandon Royval. He's already lost to Pantoja twice. Brandon Royval, he's actually got some pretty good cardio. He's got some diverse striking. He'll like mix it up. There's some good knees, good kicks. And he can be unpredictable, just like how he dropped Kape France with that spinning elbow in their fight back in 2020. But it seems like recently he's gone with a more traditional approach. He's not as like wild. He's more like refined. But I feel like he's going to need to be a bit more unpredictable when he fights Pantoja again. But I don't see him winning because he did get rocked pretty bad by Pantoja in their last fight. He has a weaker chin. He was getting taken down way too easy. I feel like he's just got like a weaker frame because he's taller and longer for the division. He's not going to be as solid as some other shorter guys. And he's not the hardest guy to hit. So I do think that Pantoja would beat him again and without too much resistance from Brandon Royval. Now, the next fighter is this. I feel like the next 2 fighters are actually pretty close and you could change them. But I'm going to say Kape France. And Kape France, he's got great striking. He's got a lot of power, which I think that someone with good striking, good distance management, and you're able to defend the grappling very well, and you know, you got a lot of power. I think that's really the recipe to beat Pantoja, to really be able to hurt him and drop him. That's how Davison Figueiredo did it. But anyways, Kape France, he's very durable, and he's got good footwork and good cardio. But the problem with Kape France is that it's not that hard to take his back if you're really good on the ground like Pantoja is. Like, we've seen Amir Albazi take his back. We've seen, I forgot this other guy's name, but it was at in 2021. I think it was the Adesanya and Jan Blachowicz card But he got his back taken, almost got submitted, and when it's a guy like Pantoja with such high-level grappling skills, I feel like he could probably submit you and put you and control you for a lot longer in that position. And also, I feel like he can be bullied at times. Like Brandon Moreno, he was able to bully him several times in their first fight and their second fight. And Pantoja, that's all he's going to be doing, just pressuring you, striking, grappling. And yeah, it's going to be a tough fight for Kape fans. Next up, I think Amir Albazi has a pretty decent chance of beating Alexandre Pantoja. I do favor him slightly more than Kape France because he's got better grappling than Kape. He's got very strong grappling, actually. He's also got good power. He's not as good as striker as Kape, but he's got good boxing fundamentals. He's got submissions on the ground. I don't think he's going to be threatening Pantoja with any of them, though. But the problem with Amir... Oh, and also one more thing is... I think he's going to be able to intercept Pantoja's pressure a lot better than Kape France, like with shots, with powerful shots like he just did in the clip I showed. And I think he'll stand his ground a bit more with Pantoja. And the problem, though, with Amir Albazi is going to be when Pantoja pushes a high pace. Can he keep up? Can he survive in a dogfight? Because that's what Pantoja is going to do. And also, he can be hit by like extended combinations as the fight goes on. So it's really about his cardio and his like just toughness in this. And I think Pantoja can win the fight in terms of toughness and just being a bigger dog than Amir Albazi. And now I think Manel Kape has a pretty high chance of beating Alexandre Pantoja. He's got great striking, great counter striking, great accuracy. And he's got a lot of power too, and he's going to be able to intercept Alexandre Pantoja. But the problem with Manel Kape is his activity. He lacks activity, and he's also open to kicks. But the biggest problem with Manel Kape is the fact that he keeps his hands low in the pocket, and he relies a bit too much on his head movement as his defense. And Pantoja, he's going to be in your face. And when it gets to those championship rounds, when you start slowing down a bit, that's when it's going to be problematic. And you're going to be getting hit clean, and you could potentially get knocked out by Pantoja because he does hit hard. But I do think that Manel Kape could beat Pantoja. But I do think that Erceg has a higher chance of beating Pantoja because I think he beat him the last time. And a couple adjustments he could make, though, is I think he should attack the body a bit more because of how durable Pantoja is to the head. And only grapple defensively. He made a mistake by going for takedowns and he got reversed, but I think he could beat Pantoja.